climbing up Morgan Butte. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. I didn't reach my cache last night, so I didn't have dinner. But I survived. Feet are in bad shape.
It took me almost 4 hours to reach the cache, without any dinner, without any breakfast. I refueled and continued right away. I think this was the first day that I fully realized that setting this record wasn't so much about speed. It was more about being able to deal with the adversity, to adjust, to learn, and to keep moving no matter what. Whenever I reached some flowing water, which wasn't that often at all, I took a minute or two to clean myself up as good as I could. On day 5, I reached my dinner cache, but there was no way I could make my daily mileage goal. Things were going much slower than I planned, and my feet really started to fall apart. Every night, I spent maybe 20 minutes cleaning things up, taping things up. Yeah, the same in the morning. My alarm usually went off at 4 o'clock, and by 4:30 I was rolling. On day 6, I cranked out 50 miles. It was very painful. Just after sunrise, I finally made it to V Lake, where I was supposed to spend the last night. The views along the ridge of the Abert Rim were gorgeous, but the going was very slow because of all the volcanic rock.
That's the biggest mushroom I've ever seen.
Wow.
Amazing. It's like a skull.
Wow.
My next challenge was to cross the valley over to the Hart Mountains. I fueled up and kept moving over these terrible volcanic rocks. Solid running on that surface is almost impossible. It's a real ankle twister, and it also tears up your shoes. Besides the terrain and the feet, water was a constant issue. Here's an example of a typical water source. I didn't drink from it. Crossing the valley over to the Hart Mountains involves a pretty long stretch of road. I made it across the valley, then spent another night before I started climbing up into the Hart Mountains. Well, as you can see, things weren't always easy with the navigation. On day 7, my shoes looked like this, and my replacement shoes were still about 150 miles away. As I got to these massive plains, where during my first attempt that wild horse was following me, I was looking out for it. Sadly, it was nowhere to be seen.
Wow.
Just past mile 300, I realized that something was wrong with my knee.
Wow.
It didn't really hurt, but it was terribly swollen. I had never seen it like that before. I started to think about possible causes and solutions. But the more I was thinking, the more I got worried. Is this going to be the end once again? Should I call for help? Or do I just ignore it? Let me ask WebMD. Amputate? Amputate.